Notice to all the viewers, if any of the information is not correct, deal with it. This is for fun and simply to let you know my own opinion. You don't need to watch this, so if you don't enjoy it, then suck my dick and move on. But for everyone who enjoys the video, I apologize if any of the information is incorrect. I try to do as much research as possible to inform the viewing public. Love and kisses, smiley face. Hey guys, welcome to the first ever NAWK review featuring yours truly. Well, I thought I would start off this review with a glorious game from my childhood. And why not? Something that I can always associate with my youth. Sunset Riders for the Super Nintendo, baby! Cha-ching! This game is easily the most nostalgic piece of history I can possibly recall. With its easy controls and steady difficulty, it was one for the ages. Sunset Riders was originally an arcade creation of H. Tsumoto, who is also credited for creating Super Contra for the arcade, which makes it easy to say it looks so much like Contra because, well, it was created by the same guy. The only real difference is that this game focuses on shooting and less about maneuvering away from obstacles. But there are some key differences between the arcade and the ported version. The original arcade version was released in 1991 by Konami. It was later ported to the SNES and the Sega Genesis/Mega Drive in 1993. While the SNES was more faithful to the arcade counterpart, the Sega version was a much different experience. They ditched Bob and Steve in their version, which is fine with me, I only care about Cormano. But this version apparently ditched half of the levels, cutting it down from 8 to 4. Even though the levels are broken up into 2 parts, so technically it's still an 8-level experience, the Sega version also allows the option of having Versus mode, which was not offered in any of the other versions. Now let's talk about the lineup of characters. Actually, let's watch their little intros at the beginning of the game. We have Steve, who makes his intro as dramatic as possible by shooting one guy on the quick draw. Billy, who decides to attempt being a badass by leaning up against a pole and shooting at 2 enemies. In the arcade version he was smoking, but in the SNES I guess they figured it wasn't appropriate. Bob, the frantic gunman, who's shooting wildly in the distance in Cormano, who's such a badass that he fucking stops, looks at the camera and gives the crowd a smile. It was like a fucking boy band reaction with this guy when he smiled at you. It's like your life finally has meaning when he smirks at you like that. Like he's thinking, I don't need to compensate for anything, bitches. I only shoot when I need to shoot. Fuck yeah! Cormano, you're the reason I love Mexico and everything they have brought to us. Cinco de Mayo, Dos Equis, tacos, Zorro, and fucking Cormano. Hell yeah. But to give you a description of them, they are very basic characters, and allow 2 players to be the same character, essentially, when they play together. Billy and Steve are single shots, which upgrade to 2 shots at different angles. Then there's Bob and Cormano, who have the fucking spam weapons that shoot out in clusters, and when you upgrade, it spams out even more than before! And since accuracy really isn't an issue in this game, I choose Bob or Cormano. But mostly Cormano. The controls are tight, and your reaction time is how quick you can perform a jump or slide. But my biggest gripe is the goddamn horse levels. I always die at least 3 times on these levels. It's not that there are too many enemies, it's a simple fact that when the bullets come after you, they move at a steady speed, and you are very limited to what you can do to avoid the attack. Plus there's a shitload of crap being thrown at you while you're trying to avoid the bullets. So yeah, it's not a shitload of enemies coming after you, it's the 2, a bullet and a fucking log. When they roll that goddamn log, all you can do is jump into a bullet. They also have these little bonus games that involve you shooting arcade style at the enemies that pop up on the screen. You have 50 targets that pop up, and the more you take out, the higher your score, and the more points you get towards your overall score. Which means you are that much closer to getting another life. Anyways, the bosses are definitely cliched and predictable with its pick. You have a rich guy, a slick guy, 2 hot-headed flamer brothers, a Mexican, a big dumb guy, an Indian, and an English chap. Okay, maybe not cliche, but still, you expect most of these guys, or you have seen them in some sort of Western movie. But that doesn't make this game any less enjoyable. In fact, the Indian, who only has daggers, is the most unpredictable boss I've ever fought. He has no pattern, and you can't seem to get away from his attacks fast enough. If someone has figured out how to beat this maniac with the least amount of damage, please inform me. So, my overall score, the music is catchy, the enemies are pretty predictable, the environments sometimes feel the same, but have their own fun quirks to them. And the game runtime is pretty short, but overall, this is a fun experience, and the higher level, the harder it gets. Seriously, this game doesn't fuck around. So Sunset Riders for the SNES receives the first score from a NAWK review, 4 out of 5. Thanks for watching. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to play with Cormano. Si, señor Cormano. Tu es muy sexy. Hey guys, welcome to the first ever NAWK review featuring yours truly. Well, I thought I would start off... fucking balls. Sunset Riders was originally an arcade created by fucking god... Anyways, the bosses are definitely cliched and predictable with its fucking